what I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time.
See, there's no artist, let me be clear, there's no artist in this industry that's doing major numbers with these platforms that haven't.
It begins with shadows, silhouettes of a child the world has only seen in fleeting fragments. A 2017 Instagram post. A blurred moment in a holiday video from 2021. A still from Black is King, where only blue Ivy and Rumi stand clearly in frame. Somewhere in the background or just beyond it is Sir Carter, Beyoncé and Jay-Z's son, Rumi's twin, Blue's younger brother. He's both present and absent, the phantom heir of pop culture royalty, while Blue Ivy takes center stage with the grace of a born icon, and Rumi edges into the spotlight through carefully curated cameos at Super Bowls and Ivy Park shoots, so remains a mystery. His absence isn't incidental, it's intentional. Controlled. Orchestrated.
And I'm not saying allegedly.
Oh.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston.
And that's what keeps fans whispering, speculating, scrolling back through years of content in search of clues. This isn't a case of a shy child choosing privacy. It's a carefully maintained absence, one that's held firm for over 7 years, through world tours, documentaries, interviews, and carefully staged family photo ops. Sir Carter is either being deliberately hidden or quietly erased. The question is no longer just where is Sir. It's why is he being kept from view? And more unsettling, what aren't we supposed to see? The mystery only deepened with the launch of Beyoncé's new whiskey line, Sir Davis. The campaign was polished, seductive, and laced with family history, a tribute, Beyoncé said, to her great-grandfather, moonshiner Davis Hogue. But still, fans asked, why Sir Davis? Why name the bottle after the one child who remains invisible? Was it a quiet nod to a son the world keeps wondering about? Or just a strategic move away to feed the curiosity without actually offering anything real? As one commenter bluntly put it, we need the Sir visuals. But the visuals never came. Just branding. Just marketing.
I don't get no what you got in your head, that Neuralink. You'll never outthink me.
And that's when things take a darker turn. What began as harmless fan curiosity has twisted into something more pointed, a conspiracy with sharp edges. For years, industry whispers have circulated a controversial theory that Sir Carter might not be Beyoncé's biological child. The so-called surrogate secret. This theory predates the twins' birth. When Beyoncé announced her pregnancy in 2017, the contrast to her first was stark: fewer public appearances, pre-recorded visuals, and a highly stylized birth announcement that shattered Instagram records but left more questions than answers. Jay-Z once remarked in an interview that Sir came out like a man, like a Sir, suggesting the name was earned in the delivery room. But there were no leaks from that delivery room. No hospital confirmations. No candid moments. Instead, Beyoncé's reportedly difficult pregnancy was showcased only in hindsight through glossy montages, perfectly lit footage, and retrospective clips released long after the fact. Could it be that Sir was born via surrogate? And if so, did the Carters, ever conscious of their mythos, choose to blur reality in favor of a more cinematic family story? To some, it feels less like privacy and more like performance.
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce.
The rumors go even further. Some say Sir might not even be Jay-Z's biological son. According to one alleged source, a former assistant turned ghostwriter for a major R&B artist back in 2016, just as Lemonade was being finalized, a discreet agreement was signed between Parkwood Entertainment and a high-end fertility agency in Los Angeles. The timeline, the source claims, doesn't quite align with the story Beyoncé's team has publicly shared. They wanted another boy, the source alleges. But they didn't want another tabloid spectacle. So they made sure it all looked like art. Meanwhile, Sir's complete absence from major Carter family moments is becoming harder to explain away. Take the Super Bowl. Blue Ivy and Rumi were there, center stage. Jay-Z posed proudly with his daughters on the field. Sir. Nowhere. Not even in the background. In Beyoncé's GQ interview this past fall, she painted a glowing picture of motherhood, passionate, intentional, deeply connected. Rumi was described as an emerging creative force. Blue, a generational talent in the making, so got one mention, and not even from Beyoncé herself. The only quote came from Tina Knowles, delivered with a strangely distant tone. Sir is very quiet. He does all the numbers stuff. Numbers stuff? He's 7. And since when does being into electronics justify being nearly erased from your family's public narrative?
Would you need to sign a don't ask about a plane crash if it was accidental?
Do you feel like...
Riddle me that. Riddle me that. Work with me here in this moment.
And I'm going to ask you.
A plane crash should be accidental.
Even Ye, in the middle of one of his many public meltdowns, took aim at the Carters' youngest. He questioned Sir's mental capacity, a low blow so cruel that even Kim Kardashian, who had largely avoided sparring with her ex in public, reportedly saw it as the final straw. But West's outburst did something unintended. It cracked the silence. Suddenly, people weren't just whispering, they were asking outright. Why does Sir Carter seem to attract controversy from every direction? Why is this one child treated like a state secret? The answer may lie in the Carters' unparalleled command of image. Their brand has always been about myth-making. From Blue Ivy's cameo on a track just days after birth, to Beyoncé's iconic baby bump reveal at the VMAs, every moment is carefully staged, curated, and symbolic. So what does it mean when one of their children is consistently absent from that narrative? This goes beyond privacy. With the Carters, nothing is accidental. Every visual is a message. So when Sir remains out of frame, the silence starts to speak for itself. And the question shifts from what are they protecting to what are they hiding?
Potential. Jay was more quiet. But I mean, I learned that Jay was being quiet because he was taking notes. He was taking notes, observing everything, taking it all in. Because, sometimes you're around and you're watching to see things to do. But some people are around.
Some fans believe Sir may be on the spectrum, a possibility that, if true, should be met with compassion, not speculation. But in the hyper-curated world of pop royalty, a neurodivergent heir might not align with the polished, aspirational image the Carters have so meticulously built. Could that be why Sir is spoken of but never seen? Why his name appears on a whiskey bottle before his face appears on television? Which brings us to Sir Davis, the whiskey Beyoncé recently launched, supposedly as an homage to her great-grandfather, Davis Hogue. But some believe the branding serves a different purpose, a smokescreen. A way to tie Sir's name to a product without having to engage with his actual presence. Like locking away a photo and showing the world only the frame. In one caption, Beyoncé used the phrase "Davis in my bones." Was that a nod to ancestral legacy or a subtle deflection? A coded admission that the brand was always meant to shift attention away from the questions swirling around her son. Because here's the hard truth: if Sir had Blue's charisma or Rumi's growing presence, would he be hidden at all? Would he be left out of Super Bowl cameos, cropped from family shoots, and edited out of the Carter family mythos? Or is his near-total invisibility not an oversight but a clue? A symptom of something deeper, more uncomfortable, and tightly controlled.
Jay-Z got his book by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. You gotta imagine, the feds ain't stepping in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your whooped.
Beyoncé and Jay-Z have always played the long game. Their silence is strategic, never random. Every image is intentional. Every lyric, layered. They've weathered lawsuits, infidelity, public meltdowns, even Ye. But when it comes to Sir, their approach shifts. They choose shadows over storytelling, distance over disclosure. And fans are beginning to feel misled. That there's a growing sense that the public has been sold a polished illusion that beneath the flawless performances and billion-dollar empire lies a sealed vault of truths we're not meant to uncover. Why has Sir been kept on the margins for so long? What are the Carters truly hiding, and why are they working so hard to keep him out of the frame?
Oh, no, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
And just when the mystery surrounding Sir Carter seemed to settle into uneasy silence, ye never one to let sleeping secrets lie blew it wide open. In a series of now-deleted posts uploaded at 3 a.m. on X, the artist formerly known as Kanye West launched a scorched earth tirade at the Carters, dragging their youngest children into the chaos. The accusations were wild, reckless, and yet if you looked past the madness, uncomfortably specific. Has anyone ever actually seen Jay-Z and Beyoncé's younger kids? He wrote. No, the post vanished within minutes, but the fire it started hasn't gone out. We've seen this pattern before with Ye, a collision of erratic behavior and moments of uncomfortable clarity. He predicted the Kardashian divorce before it went public. He exposed behind-the-scenes dysfunction at the Grammys long before anyone confirmed it. His spirals often contain splinters of truth, buried beneath the spectacled. So when he publicly questions the well-being of Sir and Rumi and does so with such sharp, deliberate wording, it forces a reckoning. Is this just ye being ye? Or is he saying something we're not supposed to hear? And worse, what if he's right?
I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people.
It wasn't just one post. West spiraled, tweeting, deleting, then reposting variations of the same disturbing message. He claimed the Carters were controlled, that their youngest son wasn't being kept from the spotlight because of stage fright or shyness, but for reasons much darker. He alluded to artificial insemination, made cryptic comments about cognitive development, and perhaps most chillingly called Sir and Rumi products of a system that values optics over truth. It was unhinged. It was cruel. But it also hit a nerve. Because as extreme as his claims were, they eerily echoed the kind of curated silence we've been following for years. And what if the stakes are even higher than anyone realized? One rumor, persistent and quietly circulated in industry circles, centers around a buried inheritance clause allegedly tied to the Carter estate. According to a former entertainment lawyer who once brokered licensing deals for Roc Nation, there has long been speculation about a private trust linked to public image rights, brand participation, and performance visibility. The alleged clause? That full access to inheritance requires all three Carter children to actively contribute to the family's public brand. It's impossible to verify. But when placed next to Sir's long-running invisibility, it reframes the entire narrative. His absence not just emotional or intentional but financial. Or worse, was it always meant to be this way?
Out tonight is a family affair. I saw your mother-in-law so proud of.
Yeah, we're going, yeah.
The theory goes that by keeping Sir off the public stage, the Carters preserve flexibility over how their empire is divided. If true, it means a child's media presence, his visibility, his marketability is being weighed against future inheritance. In a family where Blue Ivy is already a Grammy-winning artist and Rumi has charted on Billboard, it's not hard to imagine the quiet twins sidelined simply for not fitting the Carter blueprint of legacy. It's capitalism dressed in couture, family framed like a business portfolio. Yet, if you listen closely, cracks have begun to show. Most come from Tina Knowles, the family matriarch and the go-to spokesperson when Beyoncé stays silent. She's appeared in interviews with E! News, graced red carpets, and sat down with lifestyle magazines. In every appearance, she carefully praises all three grandchildren, but the tone shifts when Sir's name comes up. He's a star, a force, an artist who won't be denied, she says of Blue. The praise for Rumi is equally warm, though more sporadic, but when it comes to Sir, Tina's words are flat, measured, almost rehearsed. Sir is very quiet. He likes books and numbers, she said twice, in almost identical phrasing across different interviews. In another conversation, she added, he's not really into fashion yet. That yet lingered like a whisper in the room. Was it a hopeful promise? Or a nervous correction?